have 2 more minutes before we get started about talking about lighting for YouTube videos. Fair warning you guys, I'm like super duper tired, so there may be some yawning in this video. I got asked what I do on YouTube, and I'm actually transitioning on YouTube. What's my YouTube, or what's YouTube in general? My YouTube, if you look for Mandy Jean Chic, it's just like it's spelled on here. But I do daily vlogs on YouTube. That's kind of my thing. And every day I share what goes on in my life, which some days a little bit boring, but other days, like when I ran into the rattlesnake at Hemus Dam, a little bit more exciting. So YouTube, for the gentleman who asked, is a video media sharing, basically like social media, just with videos. Let's go ahead and get started when it comes to lighting on your YouTube channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Mandy Jean, and I was called a YouTube guru, which I thought was kind of funny. But I make YouTube videos, all kinds of YouTube videos. Daily vlogs are my favorites. But I use window light. Actually, me too right now. But I make all kinds of YouTube videos, and I love YouTube and I love video media, so that's kind of where I'm going in my specialty. But what we're doing here today is part of the 31 Days of YouTube Challenge. If you go to mandyjeanchic.com, I have a list of prompts for all 31 days. And actually real quick before I forget, going back to when someone asked me how many subbies I had, I've been doing YouTube on and off. My channel is Mandy Jean Chic, just like it's spelled on Periscope. But I've been doing YouTube off and on for about 2-3 years. And the last 6 months is when I've really taken it more seriously. So you can start your YouTube channel whenever you would like. There's no time frame involved. But 31 days of YouTube, the whole month of August, I gave you guys a list of prompts for how to build your YouTube channel. And if you go to my blog, mandyjeanchic.com, you'll see a list of prompts. Follow me on Instagram. I post pictures, and everyone is using the hashtag 31 days of YouTube if you want to see everyone else's content. So basically what I'm doing is I'm helping you guys build channels in a very positive environment, hopefully with lots of hearts. I love Leslie because I know she's giving me hearts. And the purple hearts. But today we're actually talking about lighting. The first day, since I know I have a couple people who weren't following previously, we talked about planning your YouTube channel. Second day we talked about your channel name. Third day we talked about your channel description. Fourth day was your cameras and what you use to film with. I'm actually, obviously, on my iPhone right now, but I normally shoot with a Canon T5i. So the fifth day is lighting/set. Now, little disclaimer, I took off set as part of the prompt today because I decided that that is a whole other baby itself. And I would not be doing you guys justice if I tried to throw it all into one day. What editing software do I use? I use iMovie, and right now I'm getting into Adobe, not Adobe, Final Cut Pro is the one I'm playing with now, and not as scary as I thought, honestly. Thank God for YouTube, right? When it comes to lighting for your YouTube channel, your camera can only do so much. Lighting is such a huge game changer when it comes to your channel. If I shot this video in the dark right now, excuse me, you wouldn't be able to see me. You would just be able to hear me, and it wouldn't be as effective. Now, I use 99% of the time, thank you, I use 99% of the time natural light. And the reason why I use natural light is because I am in New Mexico, which we have gorgeous sun. It feels like all the time, but it does actually get dark here. During the winter, I actually shoot with artificial light, but I actually prefer natural light because I think that the videos just look more natural. But I have seen people who have mastered the art of artificial lighting, and that is my goal for the winter. So when it comes to lighting, what kind of lighting do you guys use? I know someone said natural lighting. Does anyone on here use artificial lighting or Diva rings? So we had natural light, which is the easiest thing to do when you're getting started, is to get it started with what you have. So if you don't want to invest in artificial lighting, just lamps, okay. Natural light, okay. If you don't want to invest in lighting, I use lots of lights in my shop. I'm sure you do in your shop. I'm sure you don't get a whole lot of lighting in your shop. What kind of studio lights do you guys use? Give some people some suggestions on what you use. And please give me suggestions on what you use, because that is something that I'm actually researching right now, is what I want to get. I do think that light bulbs are more important than the actual lighting apparatus themselves. I know a lot of YouTubers who shoot with artificial light, who their videos are kind of yellow. Softboxes are great. Yes, 3-light fixture from Amazon. Awesome. If your videos are a little yellow when you're shooting with artificial light, you may lamp with daylight bulbs. Exactly. You may want to look at changing out your bulbs. There is, and I like to call this a special mix that fits best in your studio or where you're filming. Not everybody's lighting is created equal. You have to look at your space. Now, if I'm shooting right now, I would probably have a lamp on this side and a lamp 6500K is best. Thank you for that, because honestly, I don't know a whole lot about lighting. I am still learning. So what you're telling me is just awesome. So thank you so much for sharing that. But you got to look at where you want your lighting to be. If I have a light in front of my face, it's just going to be really flat if I don't have lighting bouncing around. So in a lot of YouTube videos, you'll see gurus with lighting in their background. And that light up there is on because I don't have any other lighting on. So that's not actually like lighting. But my favorite thing to do is practice with what you already have. So if you have lighting that you're not using, try changing your bulbs and things like that. Personally, if you're going to be making YouTube videos and you need artificial lighting, I would look at one of the Amazon lighting kits, because they don't, I think the one I shared on my blog today was about $50, so they're not super duper expensive. But you also can use what you have. My favorite, if you heart this up, if you guys want to find out what my favorite lighting tip is. Trent just waved to you. Oh, tell Trent Auntie Mandy cannot wait to meet him. He is adorable. My favorite, or my best tip for lighting, white foam cord board. The white foam board you can get at the dollar store. That bounces light so well in areas that you need it. And do I have one? I don't know if I do. Ignore the mess that is my table behind me. Like always, I'm cleaning. But just your white foam cord board. It changes the light. You guys can see it on my face, right? So if you are trying to bounce light on the side of your face when the natural light is on one side, just prop up a piece of foam cord board. Seriously, you guys. It is like the best 99 cents you will spend on your YouTube channel, I swear. This is actually like that mess behind me is actually what I'm going to be working on tomorrow, because I want to do a studio tour for you guys. But I decided to clean my closet in the middle of it because it was awesome. So what are some of your guys' lighting tips for your videos? Or what questions do you have exactly? When it's coming to bulbs, my biggest suggestion is do some test shots. Find out if you think your videos are too yellow, too white, too blue, and play with the bulbs. I know a lot of YouTubers who have to mix daylight bulbs with natural sun bulbs, with everything to get that perfect combination. So it is very subjective to where you're filming at. So what are some lighting suggestions that you guys have for everybody? Oh, I got asked yesterday why my deer behind me has hearts on it. And I actually forgot they were up there. I put them up there on Valentine's Day so they wouldn't get smashed when I was cleaning. Totally forgot they were up there. Any other lighting tips? Any lighting questions? Or any... Sometimes brighter is not better. Totally agree with you. I have seen videos that are very blown out and very white. For example, and I'm not saying anything negative about her at all, because I love her videos. I actually talked about her as one of my favorite YouTubers. Lydia Lane. She makes amazing DIY videos, but she ups her white balance, ups her contrast, so her videos, compact fluorescent daylight bulbs for night, awesome. but she ups her contrast, so it's very, very, contrasted, I guess is the best word for it. That's her style. That's what she loves. It's best to adjust light to what your camera... Yes, exactly. Do you like to, when you shoot, what type of camera do you use, Patrick? If you don't mind sharing. ISO, yes. For us camera junkies, is what I like to call, you know, the people in my tribe who love cameras as much as I do. When you shoot, don't laugh, but use my iPad. Hey, go for it. All of my vlogs are filmed on my iPhone because I'm too lazy to carry around my DSLR everywhere because it's heavy, yo. But no, seriously, dude, start with what you have. And if your iPad films great quality videos, go for it. It's got me 8,000 subbies so far. Awesome. Good for you. That's actually really interesting. I'm glad you're actually on here because one of my good friends, Jess, who is the Green Hearts, she is filming with an iPad. And I think it's really important for her to see that, yeah, you can succeed with what you have. So thank you so much for sharing that because this is totally positive. And I'm a firm believer in you have to start somewhere. Again, I shoot and edit on iPad. How do you shoot and edit on iMovie on your iPad? You guys, I'm so sorry I'm sniffling. I literally just ate dinner before I started this, so like the green chili is making me sneeze. The iPad does good video. Yeah, so use iMovie. Is it easy to edit iMovie on an iPad? Did I just say that sentence right? Yeah, I did. Because Jess, have you started filming yet? You can say iPad needs light for camera to look good. That's interesting. So when you shoot, you said that you shoot with artificial light, right? When you do your videos? Because Jess, I think... Yeah. Okay, Jess, I remember when we were talking, are you going to be shooting your videos in the day or are you going to be shooting your videos later in the evening? Like after school and stuff. Gosh, that green chili on my tacos was so hot. I'm going to start sniffling here in a minute. If there's anyone on here from New Mexico that's had green chili, you know my pain. Day probably. Okay, you may want to take a look at Patrick's channel and see and look at his videos and things like that since you guys are filming on the same type of apparatus. I think that would be beneficial since you're starting. Jess, what's your channel name? Oh yeah, tell him your channel name, girl. I love her channel name, by the way. Did Jess leave us? Nope, she's still on here. Jess Does Life. Yes, her channel is Jess Does Life. ISO cheat sheets are helpful. Okay, where do you find your ISO cheat sheets, if you don't mind sharing with everybody? Because I do think that if you have a DSLR, playing with your settings is very important, and having manual mode. You guys, don't be afraid to shoot in manual mode because you can correct a lot of Pinterest. Okay, yeah, everything's on Pinterest. You can find, or when you're changing your ISO and everything on your manual mode in your camera, you can correct a lot of lighting issues with your camera. Now, be careful when adjusting it too much because you can get a little grainy, but play with your camera settings and don't be scared because you know what? If you mess up your camera settings, reset and you're done. So do we have any more lighting questions, comments, thoughts? I'm trying to check and see if I had any comments on my stuff. I don't see any that I haven't answered already. Okay, I do want to touch on set for a minute because I know that there was a couple people who were really looking forward to that. And your set is very... Look for your model of camera for cheat sheets. Yeah, that's actually a really good idea. Thank you so much for sharing that because I never would have thought about it. I had actually planned on putting a whole lot of more time into the content of the scope today, but with working late, it's just... Okay, I can say it's best to have diffusers on bright lights. Yes, definitely, because you gotta, for those of you who are not familiar with lights, diffusers basically diffuse the light from the light bulb. And it spreads the light out to a bigger area and it creates a softer light. So you're still getting the effect of the light, but thank you. Makes me happy. But when it diffuses the light, it gives you get light streaks if not, exactly. So if I had a light pointing down, you're going to see the streaks of light, especially on the camera. Everything's amplified on a camera, so to speak, when it comes to lighting. So that's why, actually you see the streaks above me right now. See them on my ceiling? I know it looks kind of cool, but... Oh, someone asked me where this light was from. This is actually from Lowe's, let's say, I bought my house in 08, and I got it in 08. So that's what, now if I had a diffuser on that light, let me see what magic I can make with my foam board. Nope. Well, actually, no, it's not gonna work. I was trying to be creative, but no. So I do agree with you, diffusers are super duper important. That's why I actually like softbox lighting better than umbrella lighting. I think that the lighting quality for me is a little bit better. Softbox lighting is a teeny bit more expensive depending on the kit that you look at. But when it comes to lighting kits, Amazon, in my opinion, has been the best that I have found. So any more lighting suggestions before I move on to your set? Yep. I'm glad you guys agree with me. That's so great. I don't have to argue or prove my point. No, I'm kidding. So your set is super important to you in your videos. I know a lot of YouTubers will film in different areas and stuff like that, and that's awesome. I with my vlogs, you guys know, you see me at my office, you see me in here, which is my studio, you see me in my car, you see me all around New Mexico. If anyone in New Mexico is watching this, I'm the girl in the bright blue FJ Cruiser that is talking to her camera all the time. That's me. But your set is very important because people identify with you with certain things. I think, Paper and Glam, for example, Lisa Marie, she films a lot of her videos in front of her bookcases. So when you're looking at that, you realize, okay, she loves books. She loves to read. You see her Project Life stuff in the background, so you're kind of getting a feel for her. Being a lifestyle girl, something like that's a little harder for me. So my intention for my set, once I finish it, is basically my studio will be, I call it Mandyland, but so when I film my scopes and stuff like that, you guys will still see the room. When I film my makeup videos, you guys will see my vanity and things like that. I think having a set is very important. Now, your set can be anywhere in your house. What I recommend is finding where you're going to have the best light and then create your set from that. I know a lot of YouTubers who sit at the end of their bed, and that's perfectly fine. Your set can be wherever you want it to be. I know a lot of YouTubers who film outside. Great. If you film between the hours, well, here in New Mexico, I would say 5:30 and 6:30, you're going to get great soft lighting. But if you film in New Mexico from 11 to 4, you're going to get very harsh lighting. So having your set where you're getting the best lighting, I think, is more important than setting up a set and then realizing your lighting sucks there, so now you're going to have to fill everything with artificial light. Patrick, I know you said you do a lot of DIY videos. I'm assuming your set, and you said it's in your workshop, right? So if it's in your workshop, sorry, this green chili is so hot. If it's in your workshop, obviously people are going to identify your workshop with you. Jess, you doing DIY videos. Leslie, I know you do a lot of planner and DIY videos. I think it's great to have, your DIY supplies around you because people love to be nosy. They love to look around and see things and get to know you, and I think that is the awesome thing about YouTube is you're letting people into your life. Now, you don't have to let them all the way in. You can put up that block of, I'm just making DIY videos, and this is all you're going to know me for. That's great. But people are going to snoop around in your videos, and they are going to check out your stuff. So, my number one tip for having your set, and I feel kind of self-conscious telling you guys this, because right now I'm super cluttered, but they love shop tours and want to see everything you got. Yes, they do. And it can, my favorite thing about YouTube is people aren't afraid to ask for what they want to see. And I think that's a good way to build kind of a community, is to, I don't want to say give in to demands, but if someone has a video request, you know, like, hey, Patrick, I saw you make a really cool wooden yard gnome. I don't know if you make yard gnomes or not, dude. I would love to see you make a yard gnome with, you know, a Detroit Red Wings hockey stick in it. You know, it's like people want to see things and then they want to tell you what they want to see. You're building a community. You're building a following. So again, like, you know, in my room, when I film my beauty videos, you guys see my vanity and my makeup storage and stuff like that. I get tons of requests for makeup. What are they called? Oh my gosh. Not makeup inventory, makeup collection videos. But are you talking about YouTube or Periscope? Both. Well, right now we're talking mainly about YouTube because that's the 31 days of YouTube. Periscope can go in the same line as... Periscope is, I think, a little bit more subjective than YouTube because it's on the fly and it's live, so people are going to expect, you know, to hear your kids screaming in the background or to see your dog running, things like that. But I think with YouTube, unless you're doing like a vlog style, I think it's really important to have a controlled environment. Something else about your set, make sure it's in an area where when you're filming, if you're filming with a mic or you're filming with your camera, that you're going to have good audio pickup. If I have a door right over there. If I had that door open, my voice would echo in here because I have hardwood floors. But in my studio, I actually still have carpet, and the whole reason I have carpet is because it takes my sound quality and it actually makes me sound more like myself. If you are filming in like hardwood or concrete, you may want to do some test videos with your sound and think of ways where you can improve that sound. If, you know, you're filming and your son is playing in the background and people are going to hear that, I know that doesn't offend a lot of people. But, you know, if you want your videos to be, if you want your son to be quiet while you're filming, for example, you know, you may want to think about your studio. Leslie, actually I was watching your tag video that I tagged you in, and you laughed when you said your husband's in the background playing his game. I love that kind of stuff because I love to connect with you as a real person. But if you're wanting to film your videos that are super professional and have a backdrop and everything, you're going to want to look at your space to where you can film to get the best quality. Now, you know, watching your video when your husband was playing his game, I thought it was hysterical because my husband was probably doing the same thing. But that's just kind of my suggestion on it. Sometimes, depending on what you're filming on, you're going to have to get a mic. Because some cameras do not pick up on the audio quality enough. For example, on all of my vlogs, my iPhone does a decent job, but I'm always having to increase the volume. Because if I don't, about some to done the sound echo, I just stapled it to the wall. Did you staple your husband behind it? Don't do that. But I think, but again, Leslie, and being very proactive, I think that's really important because you're not going to want to, I'm still working on audio in my videos. No. Did you think about it, Leslie? Being in a workshop, I'm going to check out your channel, Patrick, when I'm done here. And being in a workshop, do you have a problem with, like, outside sounds and echoes and things like that? Because I'm assuming you're filming on concrete? Plead the fifth. What was I doing? Oh, my Toastmasters speech when I was talking about, like, stuff that was going on. And I had mentioned, not really, it's just the iPad mic suck. Yeah, and Jess, take that into consideration too because, and I think Leslie, actually, you talked about getting a mic also. You're going to want to look for a mic that's going to work with what you're filming with. Not all mics are created equal, in my opinion. You can start off with a cheaper mic, but I think you're going to want to look for something that works with where you're filming at. Some mics, in my opinion, are way overly sensitive. If I had, yes, they are. Lav mics are the best. A friend of mine was actually filming, she was in film school here up in Santa Fe, and that's what she was using, and I actually used it a couple times, and it was amazing. I have a Sony point and shoot camera, gonna try out both to compare. Definitely, because the only way you're going to find out what works best for you is if you play with what you have. Personally, you know, good. Personally, I think that when it comes to mics, you know, you could even honestly go to like Best Buy or a camera shop or something like that and talk to some of the people who are there. I know every time I go to Best Buy, like, I run into other movie makers or other YouTubers, and we start a conversation. And one of my favorite things about being on YouTube is everybody has an opinion on equipment. So you can get 4 different opinions on something you're looking at, get a general idea, and then you decide what's going to work best for you. I know when I was looking at cameras, actually no, when I was looking at GoPros, I went in, I was looking at the GoPros, and this guy came up to me and we were talking about it, and he's like, what are you going to film? And I said 4x4 videos. He hooked me up with stuff. So get to know the people that work at your local camera shops, because they have a wealth of information. Something else you can do is, I took like I'm actually taking a couple classes in filmmaking just so I can learn more. Another one of my favorite things online when it comes to cameras is the group called Shoot Fly Shoot. It's ran by Kevin Palmer and I can't remember the other guy's name. I just know Kevin because of his wife Layla. Their Shoot Fly Shoot camera classes changed how I worked my camera. I can't recommend Shoot Fly Shoot enough. Everyone is raving about Blue Yeti. Too expensive, and it's a good one for about $30 from Amazon. What's a good one for about $30 on Amazon? What do you film on? What do you film on and where do you film? I think that would be the best. Let me actually go on Amazon right now. Because while I'm here, might as well. Might as well do this research, right? So if you could let me know what you film on. Wow, I found some really expensive ones. 30 is kind of low for a good mic. Small bedroom. I have a PC and a Sony cam. Okay. External microphone. Let's just see what we can find for about $30. And see, I guess the biggest thing I would recommend, I've heard a lot of good things about Rode mics. And actually I forgot, so I'm actually glad that I did look this up. My experience with Rode mics that are external that was on my camera was they were too sensitive for my videos. They picked up on every sound in my house. When my dogs would walk by my door, that was all you heard. So remember that, you know, looking for mics, you're going to want to look at sensitivity. I would recommend doing a little research on Amazon. Shotgun mic maybe, yeah. Something else that works well for me are the lapel clip mics. They're not as sensitive, but if you bump it, you're going to get that like scratchy sound. But if you're just shooting a video where you're sitting and you're not going to be bumping your shirt or apparently rubbing your boobs, you'll be fine. Yeah. We have laminated floors and 2 big dogs. Yep, so honestly, Rode mic probably not going to be your friend because I don't care if your dogs are downstairs, it may pick up. I mean, it's super duper sensitive. But here's my thing. You pick something up, you don't like it, you can return it. Depending on where you buy it from. I know Amazon's return policy is pretty good. Just filming on an iPad with a mic, I'm going to have to do some research on that and kind of maybe look around for you a little bit because I truly do not know. What do you film on, Patrick? Or did you say that you were looking for one? I'm sorry. But I honestly would just look at reviews on Amazon and find out kind of what people are using and what they recommend. I haven't found a mic yet that works on an iPad. Okay, that's what you said. I'm sorry. Seriously, guys, I'm going to be 32 in 10 days, and my brain is just gone. I can't remember anything like I used to. But I will do some research for you about mics, and I will, honestly, what I may do is I may do a part 2 blog post about them. And then I also think that when I find, oh, and 37 on Friday. Oh, so our birthday, so you're a Leo too. sometimes you can play with the volume in editing. Yes, I think that when you're playing with the volume when you're editing, personally, I don't have a problem with it at all. Because with iMovies, it's a good, for a basic editing software, iMovies is pretty damn good. I do find, though, that when I'm doing my vlogs and I'm driving, that my iPhone picks up on the air a lot. So I am finding like I'm having to kind of balance things sometimes. But I do agree, you can always turn up your volume when you're editing. And I think you can do that in like any software, honestly. Sorry, my mouth is like still on fire from the green chili. This is probably going to be like the most epic scope ever when, you know, Mandy Jean bursts into flames from eating super hot green chili. Do we have any more questions, thoughts? I have kind of a cool giveaway that I'm going to do for you guys when I'm done with this. For everybody who sends me an email. I got told yesterday on my scope that I am the happiest person and the most chipper. And I was like, no, it's because I drink like a lot of caffeine. I have not done a Google Hangout. Have you ever, do you have experience with that? I think it's like kind of intimidating to me a little bit because I'm so afraid I'm going to mess it up. Where on Periscope, I can just hit start broadcast and then everyone sees me. Yep, all the time. Is it easy to do? Like, would you teach me how to do that? Ugh. I'm not done. Hold on, you guys. We're getting ready to be photobombed. I wouldn't buy these two ice cream earlier. So I was told I was going to be photobombed in this video. Hi, Kimber. You guys, this is Kimber, the one that I call my minion. So yeah, she's a Shiba Inu, but she has a little bit of health problems, which is why her hair is kind of patchy. But yeah, so she's gonna photobomb me a little bit because she loves ice cream and I didn't get her ice cream, so. And I didn't get, what was that? Okay, can you guys go now so I can finish this? Yeah, see, I have hardwood floors too. You can hear my dogs clicking. Okay, sorry about that. Any ideas on how to record a split screen? Say, record my paint palette on my canvas and cameras. Bye, Kimber. Okay, you want to follow me on Twitter and I can teach you Hangouts? Yes. Go look up Mandy Jean Chic on Twitter and then I will get in touch with you. Also, if you need to go, because I know this is getting kind of long, shoot me an email, mandyjeanchic@gmail.com, and we can do the Google Hangout thing there because I would love to learn how to do it. Regarding like the split screen, that is something you can do one of two things. If you're painting, obviously you're not going to want to paint the same thing twice. So in this case, you would probably want to have two cameras focused. And depending on your editing software and iMovies, super easy to do. What kind of editing software do you use? Remind me if you've already told me. Because again, super forgetful. What program? PC? Use a PC, or are you asking me what type of program to use on a PC? Because I am a Apple girl, so I am a iMovies girl. PC, there are a lot of. I have a PC. Okay, PC. There are a lot of different photo editing or video editing softwares you can use. I know Windows Movie Maker comes on most PC. You can also use YouTube, which has an editor. Here's my suggestion. Depending on how much time, yep, lots of free ones. There are tons of free ones. Patrick, what do you use when you edit? Well, you said you used iMovies. I'm sorry. What are some of the free PC video editors that you've heard of, if you don't mind sharing? This one isn't free, but to me, it can take your videos. Wondershare just released a new version. Yes, I remember you telling me that that's what you used, and you said it was really easy to use, so maybe you'll want to look at Wondershare. Something else is Adobe's programs. They have a new subscription service where it's $9.99 a month per program, or, $50 a month for all of their programs. Adobe's not paying me to say this. I just really like Adobe products. But you can get Adobe's movie editor for technically $10 a month. Wondershare, cool, never heard of it. You guys connect. Follow each other and connect on Wondershare, because if you want, share your email and you guys can talk back and forth on it. I've heard great things about Wondershare. She said it's really easy to use, so it may be something you want to look at. Is Wondershare free? Okay, while you guys are talking about Wondershare, I want to share my little giveaway with you guys, because I don't want this to go on too long, because I know you guys, your time is valuable. So my little giveaway is for everyone who sends me an email, mandyjeanchic@gmail. No, but not expensive. Okay, so Wondershare is not free, but it's not expensive. Okay. Everyone who sends me, waiting for him to type again. For everyone who sends me an email, mandyjeanchic@gmail.com, and send me your address, I will send you a postcard from New Mexico with a little note from me, even if you're international. And I bought a few, but I'll probably buy some more if I don't have enough. But I'll send you a postcard from me to you, supporting you in your YouTube journey. And then also, okay, this one is like my favorite ever, because I don't know, did I not buy it? Oh no, I didn't. It's the first one up here. This is our state bird. Oh, apparently I need to clean my nails. This is our state bird, and it's a roadrunner. And I love roadrunners. Roadrunners are my favorite bird. They're like the only bird I'm not scared of. Yeah, random Mandy Jean facts. Scared to death birds. So, I actually want to get a roadrunner tattooed. I love them so much. So, I will send you guys a postcard from me if you shoot me an email, mandyjeanchic@gmail.com, with your address, and I will get those out. I'm planning to do a big mail run on Saturday, so everything should go up. Me too, scared of birds. See, Leslie, I think we were separated at birth, because we are so much alike. It's amazing. So if you would like a postcard, make sure you send me an email. Do we have any other questions, thoughts? If not, I will let you guys go. Put some hearts on there if you're typing, so I know, so I don't end this if you're like in the middle of asking me a question or typing a response. Okay, we will hold on for the yellow and pink hearts. I'm so glad that you guys enjoy my scope videos, because I love doing them. And I think that they're so much fun to do, and I love connecting with you guys, and I love it when you send me emails. I have a couple I need to respond to today. I just didn't get a chance while I was at the office, but I will get to them tonight. Again, you guys, if you have the time, check out Miss Trenchcoat's channel on YouTube, because they are doing the final Glampire chat about social media. Guys, DM me on Twitter if you want a Google Hangout lesson. Yes, make sure you send me an email, though, because I'm getting ready to do that other Glampire chat, and I don't want to miss out, so please do that. And I'll even send you a postcard. Okay. Do we have any more questions or anything? If not, I will let you guys go. Yes, 20 minutes to Glampire, so I need to really quickly walk my dogs before I do that. Any more questions? You guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. If you are on the Glampire chat, make sure you say hello. Patrick, it was wonderful meeting you. Thank you so much for all of your help with the Google Hangouts and the lighting questions and stuff like that. I cannot wait to connect with you. And I'm so glad that Artsy Chic and Michaela, right? Michaela? You guys are going to connect to talk about Wondershare. That is why I do this, because it is so important for me to share the information that I have and to connect people who want to be on the same journey. So, oh, hey, Charlene, how are you? I know, I got to reply to your email. You're one of them that's on my list to do tonight. So, if you have time, girl, check out Miss Trenchcoat and get on that social media chat. No, thank you, Leslie, for joining. And I'm so glad that the 3 girls who won my planners were actually on this chat tonight, too. So, it was a lot of fun. But you guys have a great evening. I need to go run my dogs real quick. So, I will see you guys later. I will actually see you tomorrow, and we will be talking about... forgot already. Again, getting old. Brand and branding. How exciting is that, right? So I will see you guys later. Hope to see you on the Glampire chat. Have a good evening.